ancient riverbed on that side, and the Colorado River has cut through it. And by the way, if this great flood drained through the Grand Canyon, wouldn't there have been a Grand Canyon on every continent? How could we not have Grand Canyons everywhere if this water drained away in this extraordinary short amount of time, 4,000 years?
As natural as the rain that falls, here comes the flow again. Comes the flow, comes the flow, comes the flow again. Comes the flow again.
Floods of lava and water. We had floods of lava roughly 15 million years ago, and we had floods of water 15,000 years ago. 17 million years ago, these cracks mysteriously appeared. And coming from these fissures were unimaginable volumes of magma.
Comes the flood again. As natural as the rain that falls, here comes the flood again.
Where we're headed. Let me give you a little bit more basic stuff, though, about these lava flows. More than 300 of them came out of those cracks. Each flow is the height of this building, on average. We have lava flows crossing the state, but the depth is enormous. In most cases, this basaltic region is more than 2 miles deep. There's 10,000 vertical feet of basalt. So we're below sea level by a long margin with these lava. Why cracks emitting basalt? By the way, if you know about the globe, basalt is an oceanic lava. Where do you find this runny 45% silica lava? You find it in Iceland. You find it in the Galapagos. You find it in Hawaii. You find it in purely oceanic settings. And yet we have these oceanic lavas coming out of our cracks here. It's a mystery. So if we go to Hawaii, a place where we can understand how this process works, it's the right chemistry. It's the right physical properties at a small scale, but the Hawaiian lava flows are knee-high and travel just a couple of miles. These individual flows are 40 feet high and travel 300 miles. The scale is way off the charts.
No one is to blame. As natural as the rain that falls, here comes the flow again. Comes the flow, comes the flow, comes the flow again. Comes the flow again.
66 million years ago, we happened to have an incredible pile of flood basalts in India. Is it a coincidence they're at exactly the same time? that all these dinosaurs and 75% of all genus disappear from the planet. 251 million years ago, another major change in our fossil record, the age of the flood basalts in Russia, in Siberia. Comparing our German chocolate cake with Siberia and India, we're a cupcake compared to the other German chocolate cakes. So all of our Pacific Northwest flood basalts buried 45 million acres. India, 370 million acres. Siberia, 1.7 billion acres. The Pangaea flood basalts, 2.7 billion. India has 2.5 times our volume of material coming out. Pangaea, 12 times our volume. Siberia, 20 times the volume of So let's do a couple more. They did a beautiful job. This is more photography from Chris Smart. And then, again, don't ask me how they do this, but they were proud of how much RAM they used and the processor and all this stuff. And the net result is, and I've heard from people that have seen this program and have emailed me and said, I think you sensationalized here. I think you went a little bit too overboard. This is too much. I don't think you're right. If anything, we were conservative. The field evidence says this is a 350-foot high cliff and there was 350 feet of water coming over the cliff. So, if anything, we chose a smaller flood, if you want to think of it that way. This is a recent enough story that the ridges that we know, the opening to the Columbia River Gorge that we know, were pretty much the way they were then as they are now.